My addiction didn't start with addiction. It started with pain. Hey, I'm John. Welcome back to No Filter Recovery. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you or somebody you love is dealing with chronic pain and or addiction, and you're worried about where it's heading. What follows isn't a pity party. It's my story of how chronic pain and addiction controlled my life, and I want to share it. A lot of people think chronic pain and addiction are two completely separate issues. For me, they were totally connected. One fed the other for over 26 years. I've dealt with chronic pain, digestive issues, bouts of crushing fatigue for most of my life. From a young age, I was playing through injuries in high school sports that most people will have sat out for, or even quit sports altogether. As I got older, I worked through severe pain that would limit most people's ability to perform. I worked through the pain because that's what I was taught. Suck it up, push through it, get back in that game. But over time, it wore me down. Some days, just getting out of bed felt impossible. Walking to the kitchen or through the office was difficult. Simple things like sitting at a desk, driving, and getting through a short meeting became overwhelming. I had to hide the pain. I didn't want other people to see me weak, especially when I was a manager. Managers can't be weak. The constant exhaustion and pain made me feel like I was slowly fading. It became more difficult to hide it. Unless you've lived with chronic pain, it's really hard for other people to understand because chronic pain is typically invisible. Then in 1999, everything changed. I got meningitis. I was prescribed opiates for the first time. I'll never forget taking that first pill. Within about 30 minutes, that pain that had been the constant companion for all so many years just melted away. I remember thinking, this is what normal must feel like. I had energy again. My mind was clear. Even my digestive problems felt better. It felt like I'd finally found the answer I'd been searching for. But what I didn't realize at the time was that this was the beginning of a much bigger, darker road. After meningitis came 7 major surgeries between 2000 and 2007. With every surgery, the doctors increased the doses. My pain doctor never hesitated when I said I needed more. Reality was I just wanted more. If one worked, then two would be better. If 5 milligrams worked, then 7.5 milligrams would help me even feel better. Opiates had a way of doing that to my brain. My pain doctor went along with it, never questioned it. He told me these medications weren't addictive if taken as prescribed. I believed him. Why not? Over the years, I needed higher and higher amounts just to function. What started as pain relief slowly turned into dependence, and that dependence turned into addiction. Even when I began losing control, doctor shopping, feeling sick when I didn't have them, I still didn't see myself as an addict because I came from the doctor, right? Everything changed the day I picked up the book Hero of the Underground by Jason Peter. The way he described going from prescribed painkillers to doctor shopping to buying painkillers on the street and eventually using heroin hit me like a truck. I saw my own future staring back at me. It terrified me. In fact, a coworker had also traveled this path. He ended up spending time in jail because he's buying them on the street. He couldn't get enough through the doctor. I decided to quit opiates cold turkey in 2009. That week of detox was absolutely brutal. Sweating, shaking, hallucinations, pain everywhere. Pain was appearing where there was none before. But I was weak and my addiction didn't actually go away. It just transferred. I found a new home with alcohol, and that path eventually led me to the rock bottom that I shared in my last video. That's how closely chronic pain and addiction became entangled in my life. If any part of this sounds familiar, if you're somewhere in the middle of this struggle right now, drop a comment about where you're at. I read all the comments. Please seek medical advice if you're in the grips of addiction and ready to change your life. I do not recommend in any way stopping opiates cold turkey. alcohol, neither for that matter. It can be deadly. If this video helped you feel less alone or provide encouragement to address your addiction, please like it, subscribe to No Filter Recovery, turn on those notifications. The story continues in the next video. It's where I'll take you through the wild trip from Texas to inner rehab. You won't want to miss it. I'm sure there's videos. Thank you for being here. You're not alone in this fight. I'll see you in the next video.